After trudging through the steamy pools of volcanic spring water, dodging erupting geysers and wide cracks in the earth, we'll soon see a large fort built into the side of a cliff. This place is aptly named Mistwatch, presumably after the steamy plains of Eastmarch at its doorstep. Now I know what you're thinking, this is just another typical bandit camp. We can fuss here, row there, and maybe even chuck in a cheeky dar to clean the place of the human scum infesting it. But if we stop to investigate the inside of the fort, we'll soon see that there is a lover's quarrel taking place. And who could think of a more suitable marriage counsellor than the living legend, the Dragonborn? But we'll soon discover that having the blood and soul of a dragon does not give us control over the most unpredictable force, love. Will we be able to reunite these two forlorn lovers, or will we soon be pawning a pair of wedding bands for a few septims? Hey guys, it's Drew here and welcome back to FudgeMuppet. In this video we're going to be talking about one of the more unexpected and refreshing quests in Skyrim. This is the story of two lovers, Krista and Fjola. As we approach the fortress of Mistwatch, we can see that 4 bandits guard the exterior. 2 patrol the walls, 1 leans against the southern entrance, and 1 final bandit roams the inner courtyard. Dispatching of them is no issue for we Dragonborns, though a mildly interesting fact here is that these bandits have unique names associated with the location. They are called Mistwatch bandits, as opposed to simply bandits. In order to access the fort's interior, we must pull the lever and lower the bridge, leading us to Mistwatch's north tower. Inside it is surprisingly quiet, not what you would expect from a bandit hideout. As we reach the end of the curved corridor, a man will call out,
"Hey, who's there? You over here quick, before any of them show up."
That's odd, this man is not dressed in standard marauder attire, and he isn't even armed. He seems to refer to the bandits as them, meaning he's probably gotten himself lost in a bad neighbourhood. There's no harm in investigating further, considering the fact his only means of attacking us would be with his bare fists.
Stendar's mercy, you aren't one of them. Please, you've got to help me.
What's going on?
It's my wife, Fjola. I think she's being held in this tower.
His lover is locked away in a tower. How poetic. Alright, calm down. Just tell me what happened.
I'm sorry. You're right. Let me explain. Fjola, my wife, left the farm on errands and never came back. It's been months, and I've been searching for her since. I heard a rumor that these bandits were ransoming captives, so I thought she may be here. I managed to sneak past the guards and get this far, but I don't think I can go on. I'm no warrior. Please, can you look for her?
I'm beginning to pity his poor wife now. This man, Krista, seems to lack basic foresight. He couldn't have at least packed a hoe or a pitchfork for his journey into a bandit hideout? The lair of bandits who are taking captives no less. But alright, I'll bite. You're sure she's being held here?
Honestly, I have no idea. But I've looked all over, and the kidnappings here started around when she disappeared. So I have to hope.
Very well, I'll look for her.
Thank you. I don't have much, but I can give you some coin for the trouble. One of the guards dropped this key while I hid. I wager it'll come in handy for you. Please hurry.
The least we can do for this husband is prevent him from getting himself killed, and I'm glad he didn't offer to join us. Judging by the fear in his voice, the smell of his soiled trousers would ruin any hope we had of sneaking about the place. The Mistwatch key will come in handy immediately as we open the door to the next room. Through the room and up the next winding staircase we can find a couple more bandits. The medieval nerd in me can't help but point out how impractical this place is defensively. The bridge earlier was a good start, but a wide open staircase curving to the left is a big no-no. Fortresses were designed with narrow stairwells to keep invading foes in single file, and they would always curve right. That way, a right-handed swordsman would be at a disadvantage ascending the stairs, while the right-handed defender would be at a significant advantage. If you're left-handed like me, this design would be a rare case of left-handed privilege, assuming you were on the attacking side. But anyway, excuse my random piece of medieval castle trivia. I assume the Nords had no patience for such strategies, opting for bloodier battles with plenty of space for a battle axe swing. In the next room there is a hide helmet enchanted with minor restoration. That will certainly make you a bit of quick cash, or perhaps you could wear it as the hide helmet is one of the more fashionable armor pieces in the land. Ahead is a cell with a master lock. Chances are you won't be able to bypass this, but the only items you'll find in here are some ragged robes and a chunk of stale bread anyway. To the right, a ladder will take us up to the Mistwatch lower balcony, courtesy of the Mistwatch key. We now stand high above the location of our first battle, and by following the ramparts along we can enter the west tower. Inside, 3 bandits will confront us, and after they are dealt with we can see the body of a woman locked in a cell. Let's pray for Krista's sake that this poor soul is not Fjola. The note on the table beside the cell reads, "The lady we grabbed down by the river turned out to be a feisty one. Burbag thought he could beat some respect into her, but it looks like he used too strong a hand. The boss is not going to be happy when she hears about this. The brave woman was killed protecting herself. Let's hope one of the bandits we killed was Burbag." Another bandit can be encountered at the top of the stairs, but aside from that, our path to the higher balcony is clear. Once again we have another panoramic view of Eastmarch Hold over the parapets. But there's no time to take it in, as we need to hope Fjola didn't share the same fate as the last prisoner, if she's still alive at all that is. Inside the East Tower we are confronted by another bandit, but this one is called a Bandit Leader and does not attack us on sight. She says,
"Alright, Snowback. Who are you and what are you doing in my tower?"
"Stand aside, woman, I'm here for Fjola."
Fjola? How do you know that name?
"Her husband sent me. Where is she?"
Krister? He's here?
"Wait, you know him?"
The fool's my husband. I'm Fjola. Or I was, once. Don't you see? I left that old scab, came home to Skyrim, and found this rabble of bandits. Didn't take much to prove myself and knock them into shape. Now every free blade from here to Windhelm wants to sign on for a peace.
That's quite a story.
And it won't end here. I'd die before I went back.
There's no way you'll come peacefully?
None. Not back to him.
Before we say any more, we should process this. What an unexpected turn. I guess it's a good thing that his wife is alive and well, but now we have a different dilemma to deal with. Fjola left Krista of her own free will, and moral standards aside, it seems as though she's made quite the life for herself. She describes her husband as an old scab, and she's clearly tired of life on the farm, toiling away like a common serf, when she can become a famous bandit. She's a free woman now, leading men in battle and plundering whatever she wants. She's quite the contrast to the man we saw at the bottom of the fort, cowering in fear with no means of protecting himself. Who can blame her for wanting some action? But what does this mean for Krista? We can now end the quest one of 2 ways, but unfortunately for the lovesick farmer, neither will get him his wife back. One option would be to say that this is pointless, I should just kill you and be done with it, to which she will respond,
Better men have tried. Let's finish this.
We will then be forced to end her life of crime before reporting back to Krista with the news. He will say,
"What news? Why isn't Fjola with you?"
and while a small slightly manipulative part of me wishes we could say, "I found her dead, I'm sorry for your loss," I'm afraid that isn't an option. Krista cannot live out his life oblivious to the truth with his naive perception of his wife's innocence intact if we choose to kill Fjola. Instead we will have to say, "I had to kill her, she attacked me," to which he'll respond,
"What? My Fjola would never! You monster! I'll kill you for this!"
and despite his admirable courage, we will then need to put him out of his misery too. And might I add, he's not quite as challenging as Fjola in combat, but I imagine that's unsurprising. Anyway, while this will allow us to loot Fiola's body for her wedding band, this is hardly the solution a respected Dragonborn / marriage counsellor would go for when dealing with a troubled couple. No, we will instead say, "What am I supposed to tell Krista?" To which Fjola will say,
I don't know. I never expected the old bag to follow me so far. Just get rid of him. But don't kill him. I don't hate the man. I just want him to go back to his farm and forget about me.
I'll try getting him to leave.
Take my wedding band. Stoon only knows why I kept it this long. He'll recognize it. Tell him whatever you think will convince him to leave. The ring itself is worth a few bits. Keep it as thanks for cutting off the last vestige of an unwanted fate.
And from then on, Fjola will continue living the life she desired, remaining passive towards us from that moment on. We best get out of here before she realises we've killed literally every single one of her bandits in our attempts to find and liberate her. Once we return to Krista, we will have 2 options. We can say, "I found this ring but no sign of her," and Krista will say,
Her marriage band. Then there's hope. She was here. to move on if I want to find her. Please, take the coin I promised. Blessings of Stendarr on you. I will find you, Fjola.
And while this will spare his feelings in the moment, the poor old scab will spend the rest of his days searching for his wife in vain. Alternatively, we can say that she's dead, and Krista will instead say,
That. I gave it to her on our wedding day. Help me, Divines. It's true, isn't it? I'm sorry. Keep the ring. I cannot bear the weight of them in my heart. And I must make the journey alone now. Thank you.
The man's heart is broken, but at least he can begin to move on. The only thing left to do now is to tell Fjola that the situation is dealt with. Regardless of what you said to Krista, she will say,
Oh, it's you. I didn't think you could handle this on your own. Did you get rid of Krister?
he won't bother you again.
How did... No, forget it. I don't care to know. I'm free of the little man, and that's what matters. I owe you a debt, and I aim to repay it. We'll see each other again someday. For now, goodbye and thanks.
And that concludes the story of the two lovers of Mistwatch. No matter what decision you make, it's going to be a pretty rough day for old Krista, but perhaps Fjola can live out her years with a little more excitement now. It's not often that we let bandits survive a run-in with the Dragonborn, but maybe this one time all can be forgiven. I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. If you did, lightly press that like button. Whatever you do, don't smash it. I don't want to be held accountable for any broken keyboards or smashed phone screens. And if you want to see more full stories just like this, consider subscribing. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I've been Drew, and I will see you in the next one.